everyone, welcome again back to Created by You, some simple art projects that kids from all ages can do. And this one's going to be our Turtle of the Sea. So all I'm using, really all you're going to need is pretty much three colors. I got a blue, I got white, and I'll be adding black a little later. The first thing we want to do is, as you can see, I have my paper taped down so that it's not sliding all over the place. But I'm just going to get some blue on my brush, and I'm just going to kind of paint it on my corners. And as you can see, I have paper taped down underneath my paper that I'm painting on, so I don't have to worry about making a mess. So if you're doing this with kids, I highly recommend that you do the same. I am using acrylic paint, but you can do the same effect with tempera paint. Super easy. And I'm also going to paint my trim, my border. So I went ahead and kind of triangled out my corners. Now I'm going to do the border up here. Okay? And I know it looks kind of strange right now, but what we're going to do is what we call dirty painting. I'm not going to be getting my brush wet. Okay? So I'm going to wipe it off on my napkin. I'm going to get into my white, and I'm going to overlay what I just did. And when I start to get a lot of blue showing through, I wipe my brush again, get more white. Okay, and I'm going to make more white. And as you can see, I'm trying to get the blending in, and I'm going to lightly just rub my brush over. I try to avoid getting defined lines, but with kids, you know, sometimes they like that, and that's okay too. And then I'm going to wipe my brush off again. I'm going to go back in white. And I'm going to try and get lighter and lighter as I go. And as you see, my napkin's getting a little dirty, and that's okay. Just kind of wipe off to the side, get more white. I have not gotten my brush wet. I don't want to. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and wipe my brush really good. I'm going to flip my napkin over. I'm really going to wipe. I want to really get a lot of that blue out. And I'm going to get my white again. I'm going to fill in. I'm probably going to need to add more white. As you can see, I'm kind of like circling in, and as I come in, I want to get a little lighter with my white. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just drop a little bit more white on my palette. Going to wipe my brush off again and get in my white. And I'm going to wipe it one more time. Real good. And then I'm going to take my white. And I can just do some little highlights here and there, but ultimately I just kind of want to blend as best I can. And if the kids say, oh, it's too much white out here, they can always get back into the blue and add some darker colors in there if they want. Okay? And that's going to be our first step, and we're probably going to want to let that sit for maybe 5-10 minutes just to dry a little bit before we go and do our turtle outline. Okay, I hope I didn't lose you on that last video. It looks like I did, so it looks like I'm going to have to do a two-part video. But now that we've got our blue blending done, we're going to add our turtle. And it's, again, simple shapes, but again, let the kids play with it and have fun. So I have added my black to my palette now. So I'm going to take my brush, and in the middle, the lightest area is, I'm going to kind of do like part of a heart, and I'm going to kind of start out like this, like half of a heart, like if they were to just draw half a heart. And I'm not going to worry about filling it in just yet, because I want to get my shape to where I'm happy. I want my turtle to be a little chunkier, so I'm going to kind of go and make my lines a little wider. But again, let the kids have fun with this. So once they got the initial shape, you can let them color this in. If you start to get too much white coming through, then maybe let it dry a little more. Okay, so this is kind of like my initial shape here. Okay. I'll keep adding to it, and I like to do that. Anyway, okay. So I kind of have my initial shape, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, and this is going to be my head up here, and I'm just going to make a little, it's always better to go smaller and then slightly go bigger as you need to. Again, simple shape, so it's a great way to practice making a letter N or an upside down U. My turtle's starting to look more like a leatherback, but that's okay. Okay. Now when we go to do our first upper fin, we're just going to create like a rainbow. Like a rainbow. And we're going to kind of drop down a little bit. We're creating our flipper. And come back in. And another way that they can do that, they create a rainbow, come down, and they can kind of do more of a jagged. Some people like to do them a little bit more like this. Again, when you're dealing with little ones, whatever design, whatever shape they like. Because each one always turns out so different, but so cute. And then for the bottom flippers, we're going to kind of do the same thing, but a little bit curved inward. So we're going to do like a little bit, kind of like I'm painting eyebrows or something on the face. And again, I'm going to kind of do our little flippers and come in. A little flipper. And come in. And then color it in. And there, I have just painted a little turtle silhouette. And as you can see, I can sit here and keep playing with these flippers and make them longer, make them sharper. But you get the image. It's like a silhouette of a turtle. And if you want to add a little bit more characteristic, you can come over here. Again, I don't have water on the table because I know when I've done art classes with little ones, water becomes a huge distraction. So sometimes it's better to just wipe the paintbrush off as best you can, but I'm going to create kind of like a real pretty light blue here by mixing a little white and a little blue. I'm going to wipe my brush off and get a little bit more of that white in there. And I'm going to come in here and maybe just do a couple little lines here and there just to kind of make the water look like he's kind of splashing through a little bit. Or you don't have to do this at all. If you're happy with what, the kids are happy where they're at, then you don't have to do this at all. I just like to add a little bit of characteristic here and there around my turtle. Anyway, so that's a fun little project that the kids can create their own little turtle swimming in the ocean just to have a little bit of fun. And they can even get creative once it's dry and put some fish stickers or other things around it just to give it a pop of more color and more vibrance. So I hope you guys are all doing well. Stay healthy, and we'll come back with more soon. Bye-bye.